tonight. We're feeling the effects of a strong cold front in our area. The latest on the turmoil in Harlandale ISD. We're going to hear community members' reaction to the appointment of a state conservator. And the 2020 elections have finally kicked off in Texas. We're going to take a look at the numbers from the first day of early voting in Bexar County. Hey, thanks for joining us for the KSAT News at 9, streaming right here from the heart of the KSAT 12 newsroom. I'm Steve Spriester filling in for Myra Arthur. By the way, the set is making progress. I could show it to you, but they don't want me to, so there you go. All right, let's get off the news, though. Local leaders want more information about how coronavirus evacuees are being handled in the Alamo City. They want more answers about how decisions are made to move and transport patients who test positive for the coronavirus. In a letter to the Trump administration, the U.S. Representative for District 21, Congressman Chip Roy, is asking the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Defense to provide more information to local governments about how decisions are being made and why. Among the questions they asked, is Brooke Army Medical Center allowed to participate in treating quarantined patients? If not, why not? Local leaders say the moving of patients with minor symptoms out of quarantine is putting a strain on local hospitals and could endanger the community.
They get the patient in, they only do minor tests for symptoms, and they start sending them out to hospitals. We think that's wrong. We think they ought to keep them there till they do the certified tests set up by the CDC so that patients are not transferred, overloading our system when indeed they may not have anything wrong with them.
That decision, according to Judge Nelson Wolf, would be made by the Department of Defense. Wolf is concerned that the evacuees who arrived from the Princess Diamond cruise ship are older and could possibly be more susceptible to illnesses. Meanwhile, while all this is going on today, the Texas Department of State Health Services announced that the state's tuberculosis facility here in San Antonio has accepted some coronavirus evacuees. Among the patients are people awaiting test results or those who have a confirmed case but don't require hospital care. They are not providing the number of patients they are treating right now or specifics about the patients. Have they tested positive? Do they have symptoms? We don't know. Authorities are not telling us. I wish we knew more, but right now transparency is not at a high. The Center for Infectious Disease has 22 rooms set aside in a wing of that facility that's closed off from the rest of the building, preventing risk of exposure to other patients or staff. We continue to try to get more information on exactly what is going on at the Texas Center for Infectious Disease in San Antonio. Meanwhile, Harlandale ISD community members sounding off tonight on the state investigation into the district that was first started in 2017. That's when that investigation started. On Friday, the Texas Education Agency announced the appointment of a conservator and lowered Harlandale's accreditation status to accredited warned. At a board meeting held tonight, the TEA investigation was discussed. Tiffany Huertas joins us now live from that meeting. All right, Tiffany, what was reaction like to the TEA's decision there?
Steve, community members did not hold back tonight. Some people believe the investigation was for the better of the community, while others are questioning whether this was all worth it. Now, the school board went into closed session about an hour ago, and as we can see right behind me, they're still in session. I think they're about to wrap up in just a little bit, but they're supposed to be discussing the TEA investigation. Now, the TEA began investigating Harlandale ISD in 2017 over allegations that the district mishandled contracts, engaged in them, and violated the Open Meetings Act. Had different opinions about the investigation, including TEA's decision on adding a conservator.
It wasn't staff and it wasn't students that lowered the accreditation of this district. It was all of you here in the diocese, all of you, for your incompetence. I'm glad the conservator is here because I know things are going to change.
I really don't think it's necessary because it takes resources. Of course, it's very costly to our district, and those resources can be going to our students. But we welcome her. That way she can see that our board is working very collaboratively.
The conservator appointed by TEA was not present tonight. According to TEA, Harlandale is responsible for paying the conservator $85 per hour plus necessary expenses. Now, the district tells me they haven't spoken with the conservator or TEA as of today. Steve?
Tiffany Huertas, thank you. And Tiffany actually sat down with Harlandale's new superintendent, Gerard Soto, earlier this month. He talked to her about how he plans to move that district forward. You can see that conversation right now on ksat.com/news at 9.
Well, we have had a very interesting day weather-wise across San Antonio and the Alamo City, a transition day, if you will. We had mostly cloudy skies and humid weather for most of the day. Our high temperature was 75, but a lot of people today went into work with their short sleeves on, came out of work needing that jacket because a cold front moved through. Temperatures have since fallen from the 70s. It was about 75 degrees right at around 2:30. That's when that front was pushing in northern Bexar County. Then it just sagged on down south, and temperatures have since been falling continuously since 2:30 in the afternoon. We're currently sitting at 53 at the airport, 49 in Lotus, 46 at Bernie Stage Airport, 54 at Port SA, and 52 at JBSA Randolph. Temperatures are about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than how we were this time yesterday. So that cold front was definitely a doozy, and it's actually going to stick around for a while, the cooler air through Thursday. So we've got a lot of cooler weather to look forward to the next couple of days. Take a look at these winds. As winds typically do behind fronts, they gust from the north up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Right now at JBSA Randolph, we've got a sustained wind at about 25 miles per hour. All of this filtering much cooler air from the north. Temperatures across the state of Texas falling into the 40s and 30s at the moment. We've even got some light splash and dash showers in some places around the Alamo City. Just right along Highway 90 there west of San Antonio proper, just south of Leon Valley. And then up in the hill country near Kerrville, we've got some moderate rainfall. Near Sisterdale and Bernie, some moderate rainfall as well. But the main area of rain is to the north of us near the Fredericksburg area. Taking you through the futurecast, you can see that light rain is going to be in our forecast for the next couple of days, at least through tomorrow morning. We're going to see on and off again areas of light rain, and temperatures are going to struggle to get out of the 40s tomorrow. We'll be spending most of the day in the 40s, maybe topping off near 50 degrees downtown. But again, that's a big maybe because we'll have gray skies, areas of drizzle and light rain, and a stout wind from the north tomorrow. Those winds will pick up even more on Thursday, gusting up to 35 miles per hour from the north and keeping temperatures in the 40s. So we are going to be chilly through Thursday. But as far as rainfall goes, although we're going to have that nuisance on and off again light rain, we're not going to see much in the way of rain, unfortunately. Maybe about a quarter of an inch of rain south of Highway 90, and then maybe about a half an inch of rain through Thursday. Again, that's north of Highway 90. So not too much rainfall, but at least it's going to be a little bit of rain. We're currently under drought conditions, so we need it. Taking you through tomorrow step by step, waking up right around 47, areas of light rain. Notice that temperatures are pretty much just going to kind of coast, almost be on cruise control through the day tomorrow, with gusts up to 25 miles per hour from the north and temperatures only in the 40s. We'll be even cooler on Thursday and gustier, but rain will not be much of an issue on Thursday. Only a few splash and dash showers around. And then by Friday, we'll start to clear out a little bit, but still temperatures cooler than average. We'll only get up to about 52. Into the weekend, slowly warming up near 70 degrees on Sunday with a small chance for rain. And then as we start next week, temperatures close to 70 degrees with a little bit of sunshine. Steve?
Thank you, Sarah. A woman involved in a crash with the U.S. Marshal 2 weeks ago has died from her injuries. A brazen robbery in Colorado caught on camera, and a UK fire department trying to figure out who's targeting them and why after pillowcases filled with snakes were dropped off at their station door. Here's tonight's 9 at 9. A 23-year-old local woman who was severely injured 2 weeks ago in a wrong-way crash with a deputy U.S. Marshal has died. San Antonio police say Taylor McCowan died Saturday. Jonathan Jones was arrested on a charge of intoxication assault. Police say he was drunk and driving the wrong way on Loop 1604 near Babcock Road when he crashed head-on into McCowan's car. Charge is expected to be upgraded to intoxication manslaughter. In Florida, a driver killed after a train hits his car. Investigators believe the driver of the car drove around the barricades in order to beat the train. The Washington State woman accused of drugging a mother and attempting to kidnap her infant appeared in court for the first time today. Juliet Parker charged with assault and attempted kidnapping, and now more moms who say they were targeted by Parker are coming forward.
We believe she was attempting to find a small female infant and was going to kidnap the baby and take the baby out of state and raise it as her own.
Police are asking if anyone has been contacted by a woman posing as a photographer with the name Juliet Parker, Juliet Noel, or Juliet Gaines to call detectives as soon as possible. Here at home, 3 men involved in a stolen car chase arrested. A fourth suspect remains on the run at this hour. The sheriff's office says the chase started around 4 this morning near Highway 281 and 1604. It came to a crashing end about 20 minutes later. A brazen smash and grab robbery attempt was caught on camera in Colorado. At least 2 suspects used 2 cars to crash into a restaurant. After the first vehicle plows through, the suspects target an ATM and a cash register. Then a second car is backed into the ATM. Not clear how much cash was taken, but the owner says they targeted the right register. Good Samaritans helped rescue a family of 5 after their SUV plunges off a bridge and into a river in South Carolina.
It went parallel to the bridge and then it hit the edge of a cliff and it jumped. I saw its brake lights and then it just disappeared in a huge splash of water.
3 witnesses who saw the car crash into the river immediately jumped into action. They were able to safely rescue a father, 4 kids, and a puppy. A man with a tattoo that says crime pays has been arrested in Indiana for the second time in 3 months. Both times Donald Murray was arrested. It was after allegedly leading police on a chase. He's facing several charges, including resisting law enforcement and possession of methamphetamine. Here's a photo of 16 snakes that were found stuffed in a pillowcase left outside a fire station in northeast England. It's the second time it's happened. The first pillowcase was found Thursday with 13 royal pythons. This pillowcase found Saturday in the exact same spot with 15 corn snakes and a carpet python. No word on who's behind this. A botched building implosion in Dallas has created an unexpected tourist destination. This is all that was left of the building after the weekend's failed demolition.
We had to come get our picture with it leaning, just like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So now we have our own. We think it should stay.
The rest of the building will eventually be demolished with a crane and a wrecking ball. To read more about these stories, head to KSAT.com. Definitely a lean. All right, the large majority of Texans favor mental health and criminal background checks on all gun sales. That's what the latest University of Texas Tribune poll found. When asked if Texas should require background checks on all gun sales, 79% of respondents supported that idea. 15% opposed, 6% said they didn't know. But respondents were more split about whether the country would be safer or less safe if more people carried guns. Overall, 37% said more safe, 39% said less safe, 16% said no difference, 8% said they didn't know. We'll be right back. The 2020 elections have finally come to Texas. Early voting in the state's March 3rd primary kicked off this morning. The early voting period runs until Friday, February 28th. Of course, Election Day is March 3rd. Here's a look at the early voting numbers for the day. Across Bexar County, 5,022 people voted in the Democratic primary elections. 3,317 voters cast ballots in the Republican primary election. today. A good start. Bexar County reached a record number of registered voters this year, more than 1.1 million, but record registration won't necessarily equal record turnout. We've actually put together a chart documenting Democratic and Republican turnouts in Bexar County primary elections since 1992. Let's take a look. As you can see, the biggest jump in the last 2 decades, the 2008 primary. That's this big number here. 2008 marked the highest voter turnout ever for the county at 31.35%. According to the Secretary of State's office, more than 204,000 people voted in the Democratic primary, and more than 69,000 people voted in the Republican primary in 2008. Elections Administrator Jackie Callanan says the department expects any election that comes after a 2-term president to bring in more votes. 2008 was the election to replace George W. Bush after 2 terms. You can see there's another spike in voters in the 2016 primaries after Barack Obama's 2 terms. That year, about 25% of registered voters made it to the polls, with more than 114,000 Democratic primary voters and more than 132,000 Republican primary voters. Turning to tonight's top stories, here at home, defense attorneys for Chris Davila have denied a 50-year plea deal offered by prosecutors. They're calling the punishment too stiff. Davila in jail on charges related to the January 2019 death of his 8-month-old stepson, King J. Davila. Davila, along with 2 relatives, accused of staging a kidnapping to cover up King J's death. Davila claims the baby died after he fell off the bed and hit his head. Jury selection in the next step in Davila's trial is expected to begin in early March. The novel coronavirus affecting businesses all over the world. In fact, Apple says the outbreak is hurting business more than they even expected because it's limiting how many iPhones it can make and sell in China, which is where most of Apple's manufacturing happens. Of course, China has been hit hardest by the outbreak. Apple temporarily closed all of its stores in China. But even though they're slowly reopening, bouncing back, it's going to take some time. A new study has linked a later bedtime with an increased risk of obesity for preschoolers. The study encourages parents to maintain regular bedtime routines for their children. Researchers found that children who habitually went to sleep late had a wider waist and higher body mass index. Buying a home, a long process that should be done efficiently and carefully to get the best deal you can afford. For the past 3 weeks, our prospective home buyer, Amy, has been going through all the steps to get her dream home. Tonight, digital journalist Ivan Herrera tells you about Amy's closing process in the 4th installment of our Home Buying Money, It's Personal series.
Our friend Amy has shopped for her dream home, explored her loan choices, compared her offers, and now she's ready to close on her new home. The seller of the home she's buying has accepted her purchase offer and she's chosen a lender she's happy with. So now it's time for her to submit her financial documents to the loan lender, who will need to review her information carefully. So what's Amy's next step? The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has some tips on how to navigate the closing process smoothly and efficiently. First, she should make sure her loan officer has all the documents they need and updated contact information, just in case the lender needs to get in touch with her for any additional requests for information. The next step for Amy is to schedule a home inspection. The CFPB says buyers should set up the inspection as soon as possible so that they have plenty of time to resolve any problems. You should not choose a home inspector without checking their history. Amy also needs to start shopping for homeowners insurance to protect her new home in case of any accidental damage. The CFPB says lenders typically require a homebuyer to have insurance as a condition of the loan. Amy should get several quotes and make sure they meet the lender's requirements for homeowners insurance coverage. Now is the time for Amy to look out for revised loan estimates. These new estimates mean that something important has changed with the loan and its costs. The CFPB says common reasons for loan estimates could include the following. The home was appraised at less than the sales price. Your lender could not document overtime, bonus, or other irregular income. You decided to get a different loan or change your down payment amount, or you requested a rate lock after the lender issued the original loan estimate. Amy's next step is to shop for title insurance and other closing services she may need. The CFPB says closing costs could add up to thousands of dollars. And some closing costs are paid to third-party vendors, which Amy can shop for separately. Now, Amy must review all her documents before closing. She needs to find out how she will receive her closing disclosure and other documents she may need from her lender or closing agent. Amy's last move is to close the deal. She's ready to sign the paperwork for her new home and use the loan to pay for it. The CFPB reminds home buyers to save and file their documents so that they can refer to them as needed. Amy needs to make sure she keeps the following 4 documents in a safe place: her closing disclosure, promissory note, mortgage, which is also known as a security instrument or deed of trust, and her deed. For the 9, Ivan Herrera.
All right, we know that was a lot of information, so we've uploaded all 4 parts of this series on our website. Just visit ksat.com/news@9, click on this story. And if you have any money questions you'd like us to answer, you can submit them at the bottom of that article. RJ's his name, trending is his game, and a big announcement today, I'm guessing, is part of the trending.
Yeah, definitely. This story has been doing pretty well on our website throughout the day, and of course, it's sort of the thing that everyone was kind of waiting on. Big announcement, as Steve said, there will be a tribute concert for Selena May 9th at the Alamo Dome. So pretty interesting stuff.
Pitbull,
Mr. 305 is coming back to the 210. We got Pitbull. We also have Becky G is also part of this. A lot of older Tejano acts also that are going to be part of this, and it's going to be just a pretty cool event. Tickets are already on sale, and again, it's going to be an all-day thing at the Alamo Dome. I want to say maybe like a 12-hour concert festival.
So I think I know the answer to this, but why San Antonio?
Well, they said today at the press conference that the big reason was because, of course, Selena did a lot here in the Alamo City.
Historic performances.
Absolutely. They did a lot of the movies. Filming was here in San Antonio. So, yeah, it just kind of made sense for them to do this here. And I guess it was kind of the place where they were able to get all these acts together. So
I'm glad it's happening.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. May 9th. If you guys want more information, head over to our website and you could get all the details there.
Okay.
All right. We are totally switching gears. Because I know nothing makes you happier, Steve, than a story of a fat cat here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so
you're not okay, I like the headlines here. You're not saying overweight.
Yeah. No.
You're saying fluffy.
Fluffy, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
This guy right here. So this guy has been getting a lot of attention. His name is Thor. So he's up for adoption at the Wilson County Animal Shelter. And the reason is that people cannot get enough of Thor's fluffiness. Look at this guy.
Now, I will say that Fluffy is a Maine Coon, and I know those are really big cats.
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. So this is definitely him right here.
Okay.
So Thor, he loves apparently long walks. He's cool with any other animals, so if you're worried about that. Yeah, and Thor is just a really chill dude, but you know what? They said in the Facebook page that he does require a lot of brushing, so be careful for that. Yeah.
I like that word. So now after Thanksgiving, it's not that I'm full or that I feel fat.
Yeah.
I feel fluffy.
There you go.
There you go. I like it.
So a lot of people have been asking about Thor. If you want more information on him, head over to our website and check out the Wilson County Animal Shelter. Good stuff going on there.
Take Thor home.
All right, my favorite story of the day.
I read this one.
Yeah. So this company, for some reason, has invented this thing that they're calling the cuss collar. So basically, this is a dog collar that will swear every time your dog barks. So if you've ever wanted to hear your dog swear like a sailor, now's your chance to get the cuss collar.
That is funny.
Yeah, it really is. So this is not like any sort of a shock collar or anything like that.
Right.
It doesn't like give a little shock to the dog anytime they bark. It's kind of just like a gag gift, pretty much. Yeah. And there are videos online with showing how this works. I did want to really kind of show that here.
Probably a
Because
good
some,
idea.
Like, there's some major swearing going on there. And imagine having a little like Chihuahua like this guy.
You know, that would be fun. And can you raise and lower the voice? Like, could it be really high?
We need to find out. Yeah.
We need to find out.
Yeah, I definitely think we need to check out this this company here. But
I'm not going to name names, but I think that we could probably have some of our producers with cuss collars.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, it could happen.
Yeah, we will leave it on that note. If you guys want more information on this, head over to our website, KSAT.com.
All right. Thank you, RJ.
Thanks, Steve.
Jetpack Man. See that, Lexi? Yeah. I think that's an idea that could take off. That does it for the KSAT News at 9. I'm Steve Spriester. Myra should be back tomorrow, much to the delight, I'm guessing, of everybody associated with this show. Have a great night. We'll see you on the Night Beat at 10.